I'm Val. I'm a German expat currently living in London, and I've made it my mission to see as much of the world as possible. This is my husband Philip, and together we've been lucky enough to have some pretty incredible adventures over the last 11 years. And this is the beautiful country of Albania. From north to south, between mountains and stunning coastline, we've made friends with the locals, enjoyed some delicious food, and were in complete awe with the mesmerizing Albanian landscape. This Eastern European country should be on your travel bucket list, and here's why.
What up, peeps? It's me, Val.
Me?
How you doing?
So, hello! We had an incredible, 9 hours at home last night. We got back from Glasgow. We quickly repacked, freshened up, slept for about 5 hours, went straight to the airport, flew for about 3 hours, and then arrived in our new destination where we're gonna stay for the next 10 days. And I'm so excited because it's one of the countries I always wanted to come to. I knew absolutely nothing about, and it's just a bit more exotic and not the place where everyone goes to. So, welcome to Albania! So far, we've only landed in Tirana, in the capital, and then we drove straight up north to a town called SHKODER, I think. No idea about any pronunciation because this language is just foreign to me. I have absolutely no clue what anything needs or how to pronounce any of that. But so far we have already seen a few very nice things and have found out a thing or two about Albania. So what I can tell you already is that the traffic is insane. I kind of low-key enjoy it, the chaos, but it is very all over the place. Everyone drives wherever they want to, cyclists, donkeys, cows, sheep, everything all over the place. People just standing in the middle of the highway randomly, so that's quite entertaining. Also, when we got the car, 2 lights came up. One was for tire pressure, which the guy said is fine, it's just that they can't get rid of the error message. And one was for the engine, which is a little bit worrying considering you're gonna drive around with a car for 10 days. But he said it's absolutely fine, nothing to worry about. It's just that the quality of the petrol in Albania is so bad that the error message or the warning from the engine comes on, which is slightly worrying, but also very amusing. And otherwise, SHKODER or SHKODRA, or however you pronounce it, is a very nice place to come. I don't think you have to spend a lot of time here, but we just had a wander around. It has a lovely little pedestrian area with loads of restaurants and ice cream places and loads of fun places. It also is right at the biggest lake in the Balkan, which it's humongous. I mean, it's huge. It looks so nice and it's surrounded by mountains because in the north of Albania you have the Alps. So it also forms the border with Montenegro, which is an interesting thing. And there is the castle. And that, my friends, is a beauty. It was so nice to go up there. I had no expectations whatsoever, and we just came there an hour before it closed just to have a little look around. And it was so beautiful. The views are insane, so highly recommend that. But to be honest, this was all just the first step, and the actual adventure starts tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna get picked up at 7 by a 4-wheel drive, and you'll see why.
No.
Hello from the Albanian Alps. We made it this morning. We went on a minibus that was arranged by our hotel. It took us about 3 hours to get here. And when we arrived, it was pouring. It was so wet. So we said we're gonna go to the hotel first. We checked in, we had a few hours of just chill and relaxing, and now the rain has cleared. It is still absolutely freezing. It is mid-October, but for some reason we have managed to come here on a patch of very, very cold days. Usually this time of year it's around 12 to 15 degrees. Today it's 4, and we have not packed for 4 degrees. So we're just on our sports shoes, normal stuff. I've put on every single jumper I have pretty much, and I hope I will not freeze to death. So we have arrived in the village of Theth, which is kind of the capital of the Albanian Alps. Having said that, there are only about 200 houses here. It's an absolutely beautiful village. We're just walking right through it, and we're going to see a few things along the way, and hope we're not going to get too wet or eaten by a bear, because there are bears here apparently as well. So wish us luck.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you. Stay every single day, yeah. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you.
So unfortunately we only had one night in the beautiful village of Theth. But before we leave, I wanted to give you some more practical information, just so you know how to find your way around. So to get here, you can either take a minibus from SHKODER, which is the closest big city. Every hotel will be able to arrange that for you. It's about 10 euros. It's super easy. It takes like 3 hours, although there are a few breaks in there. So that is a super easy, convenient option. The other option, which I think is brand new now, is that you can drive yourself. Because basically every single report that I read beforehand was saying you can't drive to Theth yourself because the roads are so bad and it's just rocks and stones and no actual tarmac. But I think they have really used the time of COVID in the last year, and now the whole road from SHKODER to Theth is perfectly smooth and easily drivable. So we were saying if we would have known that before, we would have just taken our own car because it's just a bit easier and more convenient. So that is definitely possible. The village itself doesn't have proper roads, but you can get into the village, leave your car in the main market, and then walk to your accommodation. Which brings me to the next point. There are loads of guest houses all over Theth. Basically the whole village is just guest houses, and they're really nice. Ours was brand new, really newly renovated, with lovely views over the village and over the mountains, with a nice restaurant with panoramic views. It was incredible. Super warm, super modern, everything was working and not very expensive. So there's no problem in finding accommodation. And once you're here, you can do loads of hikes like we did. Unfortunately, the weather was so bad that we couldn't do as much as we wanted to, but there's so many options for every level. And if you fancy, you can even do the famous hike from Theth to Valbona, which is the next village. There's no other way to get there. There's no street, you can only hike. It takes anything between 5 and 9 hours, so if you fancy doing that, go for it. But you can only do it in the summer. Even this village, Theth, you can only get to during the summer or now until the end of autumn, because otherwise the only road that gets here is full of snow. So you can do it from around May time to end of October. Anything later than that or early than that, no chance of getting here. If you do decide to come to the Albanian Alps, I would say 2 nights is maybe fine, depending on how much hikes you want to do. We obviously only had 1 night, but we also only did a small hike, so that was fine for us. But if you want to do a bigger one, or if you want to do the big loop, going to Valbona and then coming back to SHKODER, then you need more time here. Highly recommendable. It is absolutely beautiful, even when the weather sucks. And we just had a very good time. So we're gonna make our way now back to SHKODER, and then we're gonna do some more mountainous adventures, but on a different mode of transportation. So I'll see you there.